And today's one of those days where I really didn't want to go to the gym, bro. I took an L in the markets today, which there's nothing wrong with taking an L, but I didn't stick to my plan, which is, in my opinion, a bigger L than just losing money in the markets. Because every time you go against your trading plan, you are kind of programming your mind that it's okay and this is how you should trade and this is the way that you should be trading. And I'm still stuck in that little purgatory where I'll be doing good. I'll be doing good in terms of following my trading plan and doing everything that I need to do when it comes to getting on the markets and trading in general. I'll be good for like a week straight, and then there'll be this one day where I just revert back into my old habits. And I guess that's like I'd call that purgatory. I'm stuck in purgatory where I'm just going. I'm taking 2 steps forward and then 1 step back. 2 step forwards and 1 step back. Yes, I'm making progress, but it's very slow, and it's because, and I'm the one that's self-sabotaging myself in a sense, right? With that being said, the only way that I can get to the next level, and the only way that you guys could probably get to the next level, if we stop self-sabotaging ourselves, and this is, are we able to stay disciplined enough to stick to our plan day in and day out, regardless of the outcome, right? Fuck making money. Who cares? Like, I know like that's why people get into trading in the first place, but fuck all that. Let me just follow the plan that we have set for ourselves. And that's how we build confidence in ourselves and as well as our own plan, right? So this is what I'm working on. And with all that being said, I still got to the gym today because I knew even if I had a bad day on the markets, that doesn't mean that the rest of the day should be shit. There's still a whole day for me to go out and conquer. And that's why I forced myself to go to the gym. After taking that L, I was like, fuck, like I just want to sit down and do nothing, maybe just watch some YouTube videos, just get some instant gratification off of this dopamine. But at the end of the day, if I am really serious, I'm not going to allow this to ruin the rest of my day. That's just one part of the day. So I want you guys, regardless of what happens, the world doesn't stop. This is what I've realized. And maybe a year ago, I would have just stayed at home. I wouldn't have gone to the gym. If I took the same L that I did today last year, I would have definitely stayed at home. I wouldn't have done anything in terms of conquering the day. And so I have made some progress if you think about it, because I forced myself to go to the gym today. And I have work after this around 4 p.m. So I'm still going to get everything done. I want to drop a whole YouTube video, which again, this is why I'm coming out here and talking on the mic right now. What really separates the winners from the losers and what really makes people consistent is not going on some crazy streak. It's not about going on a 90-day streak of staying consistent. It's not about that at all. It's actually how many times can you pick yourself up after you fall, right? How many times can you get back up after you got knocked down? Because I promise you, that is what separates winners from losers, and that is what makes someone actually consistent. The amount of times that they can get back up is the reason why they have achieved their goals, as opposed to the person that tried something once, failed, and never tried ever again. Because I promise you, like, the things that are actually worth having or people aspire to have, they're hard to get, man. And nothing worth having is easy to get. So I want you guys to think about that as you guys are chasing your goals and trying to level up in and of yourselves, whether it be your mental, your physique, your fitness, health, business, money, whatever it may be, bro. Mindset, all of these things. If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth having. And if it's worth having, it's hard to get. I want you guys to remember that. All right, boys. Welcome to the charts. So today I'm just gonna walk you guys through what trades I took today and what actually ended up happening. So like I said earlier, I took a major L. I actually ended up blowing one of my funded accounts. This is my other funded account, which I ended up over trading and somehow ending the day off in profit for this account. Now, even though this account is up $800, I'm still pretty disappointed in myself for blowing my other funded account, because all of last week I was doing fairly well, and I was following my plan. I was executing properly, managing my risk, using the correct risk when entering the trades. And then today, well, I'll kind of walk you guys through what ended up happening. So on the daily, the previous daily did close bullish. I know it didn't really close above this resistance level that I have drawn up on the daily, but the way that the candles were closing, so this is the aftermath, of course, there was a big sell-off. But around, I want to say 9:15 I entered. So I actually entered. So it didn't necessarily close above my resistance level on the 30. So this is where I messed up because I actually entered right about here at this 15 close. So I guess at 9 o'clock I entered with my stop loss around here. Yeah, basically around here. And, I went into a little bit of profit. I was anticipating that we would actually go all the way up and tap the little resistance over here, but we did not. We actually ended up closing back into the range. Let me get rid of that. So we actually ended up closing back into the range, and then, that ended up stopping me out as well. After that, I took that trade with the proper risk. However, after taking that trade, I don't know what ended up happening, but I re-entered here. So let me show you guys. So I ended up re-entering here after, the 9:30 candle opened up. So the market opened and it wicked down before wicking up. So when it flipped bullish, I entered again. And now I'm over trading, and basically I over leveraged on this trade and ended up blowing my account, as I assumed that it would continue going up, even though initially my target was around these areas anyway. And had I just been patient, I probably would have ended up taking that trade and coming out with a win and actually following my plan. But I guess I took an impulsive entry earlier. So moving forward, I'm likely just going to focus on one trade a day. That's it. Whatever, win or loss, I got to get off the markets, because clearly after this one loss, which again I took the correct risk on, after that one loss, I basically ended up making a foolish decision of over leveraging and not even, putting my stop loss to break even at this point. After it tapped the area that I knew it was going to tap and probably reject off of like it did before, which it ended up actually doing exactly the same thing. So I blew that other funded account, and then I took some sales on NQ afterwards on this fresh funded account. So even though we're up $800 today on this next funded account, I'm still quite disappointed in myself, but that's okay. We're not going to linger. We're not going to dwell on the past. Guys, mistakes are bound to happen, but we must learn from these mistakes and we must move forward. So with that being said, you guys let me know in the comments, how did your trading day go? Did you guys take similar entries? Were you looking at the same thing? Did you guys also catch this hell of a dump on NQ? You guys let me know in the comments below, but that's basically the market debrief for today, boys.